All right, we're just waiting for a few more guys to join, and then we get this started. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can. Can you hear me?
Yeah, also.
Hello, everyone.
I guess 1 or 2 more minutes, and then we can start. All right. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
I guess we can start now, right? All right. Yes. Gaines is here too. Nice. Okay, yeah. Then let's start. Welcome everyone to the Lithium AMA. We know it's a bit technical today, but it's very interesting nevertheless. So we will record it and also upload it later to YouTube and maybe take the best parts out of it, post it on Twitter. But you are here live with us, which is really nice. So yeah, for everyone who is joining the very first time, what actually Hydronet is. So first of all, hello everyone again. I'm Joe from Hydronet, and today I'm joined by Fede, which is one of the devs we have at Hydronet and also a long-term member. Hydronet is a DAO that offers the world's first layer 3 self-custody exchange and multi-currency wallet. There are a lot of terms right now. We will deep dive into these later. But basically, what problems are we trying to solve? What are we trying to achieve? Well, everyone knows, I guess, Bitcoin and Ethereum. And both of these chains are like the most liquid, known, and long-term chains we have in industry. But both of these chains actually have very high transaction fees. You have long settlement durations, especially on Bitcoin. It can take up to hours. And they're barely scalable. So at Bitcoin, the best you can do is like 2,000, 3,000 transactions per 10 minutes, which is not enough if you want to onboard the whole world. Also, between these two networks, there's a cross-chain interoperability, and these kind of limits the whole crypto space. And this is exactly what we try to solve. We want to have lower transaction fees. We want to have instant settlement and a scalable environment between these chains, but more chains like Arbitrum and also later Solana, Avalanche, Polygon. And yeah, that's what we're doing. And here you can see a sneak peek of our web wallet, which is like the basis. And we have a couple of brand new worldwide first things implemented. And one of these things is actually the Lithium network, and that's what the AMA is about today. So yeah, Lithium network. Fede, can you quickly explain what this is?
Yeah, sure. So thank you for the introduction. And we basically developed this new protocol. It's called Lithium, and it is a payment channel protocol that basically allows a user to open payment channels with any other user in the network, any other peer. And with these payment channels, you can deposit some funds into them, move them off chain, so off the blockchain, and then you can basically send payments instantaneously and with zero fees. So this is basically very similar to the Lightning Network protocol of Bitcoin, that is a widespread protocol and very used around the world. And the Lithium protocol is basically just that, but for the EVM chains. Actually, the protocol itself is can also be expanded to other non-EVM chains, like, for example, Solana or any other chains that support smart contracts. So that's an idea for the future.
Yes, and recently we've worked on gas optimizations, and we covered this in a very nice article, I would say, which you can see here. If you haven't read this yet, please do so, because it's a very detailed breakdown and we're not making up any numbers. We put a lot of time of research into it, comparing the Lithium network that was optimized in the last months in comparison to other bridges, because in the near future, you can use our DEX to actually bridge, because then you can have main chain Ethereum and Arbitrum Ethereum, and then you just swap main chain ETH to Arbitrum ETH, which is basically bridging. You can do it with UCT and you can do it with other assets we will implement, and then you will save a ton of fees. And we've tried to break it down here in this very simple little graph, little overview, and that's it. You can see Stargate, which is maybe quite known, if not maybe Hop, Sealer. Another famous bridge is Orbiter, which I've been using a lot, but it's quite expensive actually, and that's also one thing where Lithium comes in and will help the whole crypto space to try to save fees, because you can actually save a lot of fees. And for this, we've also linked it. We've made a bridge calculator, and yeah, I've just put in an address which I know has been doing some bridging calculation, and right now you can see here it's 0. But if you calculate now, you will see this transaction has done about 280 transactions, bridge total volume of about 50K, but could have saved and have paid 4,300 USD and could have saved almost the half of the fees just in on-chain transactions if you would have used the Lithium network, which will be implemented in part of our DEX. So that's just one showcase showing how much you can save. And of course, we have Bitcoin and Lightning implemented too. So you can exchange between these chains too, not only Bridge, but also other assets, which, yeah, are also implemented then. So yeah, if you haven't done it, please read it. I don't want to spend too much time here, but it's really impressive, the numbers. Especially as the first use, we call it, when you open the channel, is of course the bigger and more expensive transactions, because then everything will be deployed. But the second time, it's already much cheaper again. And yeah, the difference is crazy. And it's just proving that we are definitely on the right track, because in the end, if you're doing many transactions, if you're doing many things on chain, and the goal is actually to do things on chain, you will save a lot of fees. And yeah, this is basically what this article explains, but in a very easy way, broken down here. And also, we've also done research. So even if you're exchanging on the same chain, which is not really our goal target market, then we're almost as cheap as Uniswap in the first use, and as second use, we're already cheaper than Uniswap again. And Uniswap fees, everyone knows, can go crazy. So yeah, that's quite nice. But enough of talking from my side, because someone told me, told me that Fede just implemented the current Lithium version into the web wallet, and is ready to showcase it. Hopefully I'm not wrong here. So
yes,
yeah, Fede,
that's correct.
You can go on.
So thank you. Very recently, we were able to implement the Lithium protocol to update the Lithium implementation to the new contracts with the optimized code for basically the new gas optimizations. And we have now it running inside the web wallet. This is not yet deployed, so you can't test it yet, but I can show you a local development version of this. So I can share the screen maybe. Let's try this.
Yeah, hopefully.
Can you see the screen? Perfect. Okay, so as you can see, this is a private window. So this has no data in the database. So it's basically a fresh wallet. But I will import a wallet that I know it has a Lithium channel because I already opened one. So let's import this. It will now sync to the blockchains. Okay, so as you can see, we are connected to the hub, both on the Lightning Network and the Lithium network. And so now, let's see. As you can see, we have now a channel already open with some funds, both on the local side and on the remote side. So we can send some funds and we can receive some funds. So as I said before, the off-chain data wasn't inside this browser. So how is it possible that this wallet now shows a channel if we didn't have any off-chain data? Well, the Lithium protocol itself implements an automatic recovery mode where even if the user loses his off-chain data, he can still manage to recover the open channel. Of course, this is, let's say, a last resort attempt from the user, because if he loses his off-chain data, then he can lose his funds. But with this automatic recovery process, then he can basically ask the other counterparty to get the data of this channel and then recover this channel. So this is basically a recovery mechanism that allows the user to still recover the data in case of emergency. And okay, so this is a channel. This is a Lithium channel with some Ethereum in it, and I'd say we can maybe do a payment. So let's go here, click send, and we want to send some funds off chain. So the channel is to the hub, so we will send now some funds to the hub. So click next. We will send some funds using the hub address, and we want to send, for example, 0.0001 Ethereum. So the hub address is this one. Let's paste it here. Okay. Click next, and then click send and confirm the operation. And as you can see, in a few milliseconds, the transaction is sent. So if you go to the channels, now we can see that the can send and can receive capacity have been updated. And also in the transactions, we can see that there was an off-chain operations of the send type. So this is showcasing basically the Lithium payments. So this is still a single hop payment because it's just a payment between this user, so this wallet, and the hub. So the multi-hop feature will be implemented in the very near future, but it's not implemented yet. So this is just a regular payment peer-to-peer just through one single channel. But the multi-hop will come very soon.
All right. Thank you a lot, Peter, for the walkthrough, and congrats on the implementation.
Thank you.
It was last minute as usual. But definitely very exciting and also very good progress. We've refactored everything, like you can see, and came to a lot of nice numbers, which we compressed in the article. Before we answer any direct spontaneous questions, we have gone through 260 questions we had received and tried to filter out the most relevant ones about lithium. So I will just read a few questions. Some will be some questions I can answer myself. Some questions I will need to ask Fide, but I guess they are quite interesting to everyone. It also covers often the Web DEX. Sometimes it covers the token and also, of course, the future. So The first question by Naru5665. How do you plan to address liquidity issues at the early stage of the Web DEX release? Well, for this, we have the channel liquidity, which is already part of the Lithium protocol right now. So different hubs can provide channel liquidity. And also we plan to onboard Lightning service providers like Voltage. Voltage is offering us channel liquidity service, which we want to implement. And later we will also have a decentralized network where everyone can provide assets to Lithium, like an off-chain rental pool. So that's how we want to tackle this. As the Hydranet, next question, as the Hydranet Web3 wallet enters its testnet phase, what specific functionalities are currently available to users, and how do these features align with the project's long-term goals of providing a seamless and secure platform for decentralized asset management? I guess you've already seen the wallet just a few minutes ago. So you can, of course, send, receive, you can access your seed phrase, and this seed phrase is for all. So there will be one place where you can store your Bitcoin, you can trade your Bitcoin, but also store your ETH, your USDT, and later also your Solana and whatever chain that the Lithium protocol will be deployed to. So, and we also want to do another more easier version. So what you've been seeing is more or less the pro version, and in the end, we have already started working on this, to be honest. We also want to make it more simple, like the Uniswap UI, which is fairly simple. You just have to input one thing at the top, and then you get a different number at the bottom, and then you just press swap, and then it's getting swapped. And that's what we want to achieve. We want to abstract everything for the simple use mode that has to do with channels, and the user just wants to swap his Bitcoin to ETH. Then he just puts in one Bitcoin, and then it says, okay, you're getting like 12 ETH. And then you just press OK, and then everything will be opened automatically. So that's our goal in the end. The announcement mentions a 4-time increase in off-chain transaction speed with Lithium. Can you explain how Lithium achieves this significant improvement compared to existing solutions? That's a question for Fide, I'd say.
Yeah, so as you could see before, the Lithium payment was very, very quick, like a few milliseconds. And if you have already used our core DEX that is using the Connect vector implementation, you can see that when you try to do a swap with using the vector protocol, it takes some seconds. So we managed to reduce this latency in the payment, and we did this by trying to decrease the number of requests made to the blockchain. So instead of polling, let's say, the smart contract, the Lithium smart contract, to get some data, we try to store all the relevant data off chain, and without basically requiring to keep investigating and to keep polling the data in the smart contract on the blockchain. So this reduces the requests to the Web3 provider, and this then reduces the latency. Also, we developed an indexer for this. So instead of continuously polling the chain, so instead of continuously polling the chain for the new data on the client side, we built an indexer that will be decentralized using the Graph protocol. And this indexer basically indexes all the Lithium contract transactions and exposes them through an API that then the client, so basically the wallet itself, can get the data from, and then basically have all the data to do the checks on the payments and on the channel operations, and without requiring a high number of requests to the blockchain. So reducing the latency and decreasing the speed of the payments.
Yes, so it's really impressive. It's really quick. I mean, vector payments are already quite quick, but take a few seconds. And we've trimmed it down to a few milliseconds. So that's insanely quick. It's really nice to see this. Yeah, thank you, Friede. The next question, how will Hydronet ensure a smooth transition from testnet to a competitive mainnet launch, especially concerning user experience and potential feature gaps? So the good thing here is that we have already have proof of concept live in mainnet. It's called CoreDex. It's desktop only and uses doesn't use Lithium yet. So we have already some experience, or a lot of experience with Phil to do it on mainnet, and also we've built the whole web wallet, and will also build Web DEX in a way that can be easily switched to testnet. So we're speaking about from mainnet to testnet, or vice versa. So it can be done within a few minutes that mainnet is added. So it's really built in a way that we can act very fast, very quick in the future. Once we've tested everything on testnet, it will be a very smooth transition to mainnet, and we've already concept live in mainnet. So yeah, with this experience, I'm quite confident that we managed this quickly. And I've just read the question from Kivridge. I hope I pronounced correctly. It's all a bit related to another question I'm just reading right now. One problem that many users have is the high cost. It appears you haven't found an effective solution to this problem, but how do you plan to offset these lower costs during times of network congestion? So, of course, if there's high load, it's also more expensive to open a channel, because the opening a channel fee is based on the network. But we also plan to implement sidechains for example, Arbitrum, for example, Polygon, for example, Base, and the new upcoming Bitcoin sidechain solutions. Whichever there might win, we don't know yet. So we haven't implemented anything there yet, but we are building it in a way that we are ready to implement then the most liquid and active sidechains for Bitcoin. And then you can also go from liquid, for example, which is a known but not very much used sidechain of Bitcoin. You can also go from liquid to Lightning, and then you circumvent these high fees. And also earlier this week, Coinbase, for example, has added Lightning support, which is also, of course, very nice way to onboard to our DEX in the future. So Binance, I guess, has Lightning support too. So Kraken too. So a lot of the big exchanges now do have Lightning. And this can be used to circumvent paying high fees when opening channels. Once you're off-chain, you don't pay any blockchain transaction fees, which is really nice, which is why we're doing it. One question from Lobo. What is the difference between Lithium version 1, so we call it Lithium version 1 because we have it right now, and the next version? So what DEX-related functionality is missing in this initial version? I guess that's a question for Fide again.
Yeah, so so Lithium V1, let's say, this version that basically I showed you before, only implements channel openings, channel closing, of course, all the safety mechanisms, so for forced closing of the channels, automatic channel recovery, and all that stuff. But it only supports single hop payments. So a payment can go just from a peer to another only if there is a direct payment channel between the two peers. So in Lithium version 2, so in the next versions, we will add support for multi-hop payments. So for payments that go through multiple channels, and so this allows basically a payment between two peers that don't have a direct payment channel between each other, but that have at least a route of channels, of consecutive channels between them. And so this doesn't need any upgrade in the contract code. So the already deployed smart contracts should be fine in theory. But yeah, if we need to update something, then we will do that also on the contract. So as we are still on testnet, we can do that kind of things. But in theory, it should already be fine. So the multi-hop implementation is just an off-chain feature, so we need to build some logic for basically building a graph of the whole lithium network and all the messaging between the peers to basically announce when a node comes online, like Lightning is doing, or then all the logic to basically find the best path for a payment to go through multiple channels. So this is the first, basically the first improvement that we will implement in Lithium version 2.
So yeah, thank you. I hope you can see my screen again. So I've pulled this little image which is explaining. So right now we have a single hub, so the user can send to a hub, and the hub can send back, but you can't send to this guy, for example, or to this guy using these different persons as a hop. So it's jumping basically every time. And the multi-hop we are missing. So FIDE will start on this, has already started, will start this weekend, next week. And should take a couple of weeks, but not too long. And once we've done this, Lithium is more or less finished. Of course, some smaller modifications might be done in the future, but once we've achieved the multi-hop version in Lithium, so Lithium version 2, it will be ready for trading. It will be ready for swapping, and which is a quite good fit because the order book stuff is making good progress too. The channel rental manager is making good progress too, and then we have everything finished and we can do the first swaps. But for this, we will need the multi-hop to work for us, so we can really do peer-to-peer trading. So I can trade, for example, with FIDE's order, and not only with the hub. So that's why we are. That's why we need this, and why we're working on this. All right. So many questions. I've tried to trim it down, but I just realized it's still a lot. One quick question. Will Lithium be open source? If yes, when? If no, why not? Yes, we plan to open source it after it gets audited and we have proper license. We're not completely sure about the deadline here, about the roadmap of open sourcing it, but we want other protocols to motivate to implement Lithium, of course, too. So the whole ecosystem gets bigger and the liquidity gets bigger and the channels get more major and bigger and stuff like this. So we want to achieve this, and the best way to do is open sourcing it. Multi-hop is missing, and we want to get it audited to make sure it's battle-proof, and we have some companies taking a second look, a third look, to make sure there's no hacks possible or not likely. Of course, everything can be hacked, but to make it really safe and secure, we want to get it audited. And that's to this topic. Another question. With the ever-evolving DeFi landscape, how's the Lithium protocol designed to be adaptable and integrate with potential future advancements in layer-free scaling solutions or other innovative technologies? So the good thing is that we can more or less always, quote unquote, deploy to any upcoming layer 2 or layer 3 or layer 1, which might get the next type. I mean, the TON network, for example, is doing good things, NEAR network. So there are different networks and different scaling solutions. And the good thing is we can implement them. I guess they won't be quicker than Lithium because Lithium is really quick. It's really cheap. But we can deploy it to other chains, to other layers. And by this, keeping up with the ever-changing landscape, which was called that. So that's quite nice too. Let's see. I guess one more technical questions for FIDE. The unilateral settlement implementation and design refactoring for Lithium sound promising, but can you break it down for non-technical users? What real-world impacts will these changes have on transaction speed and fees? I guess I can start. So these changes won't have any high outcome on transaction speed and fees, but on security. So Fede, regarding unilateral settlement implementation, what can you say here?
Yeah, so basically the unilateral settlement implementation is just basically the safety measure that allows the user to always recover his funds in case, for example, the counterparty misbehaves or goes offline or doesn't cooperate. So this is just a safety feature that we implemented and that needed to be implemented. So yeah, it's just a safety feature. So this doesn't really impact the transaction speed and fees.
And like we said in the intro, we've done the whole design refactoring to make it cheaper, and it's written down quite detailed in the article and also in this nice summary charts we have here. This is basically the outcome of the whole refactoring, which took some time, but was definitely worth it. I mean, it's getting fucking cheap. It's really nice. Okay, last question to Lithium. The current focus seems to be on EVM-based assets. Does Lithium have the potential to support off-chain transactions for non-EVM blockchains in the future? If so, how would Lithium adapt to accommodate different blockchain architectures? That's a nice question, and I get good closure for Lithium questions, I say. So Fede, I've heard that's possible to implement it on more chains.
Yes, that's correct. And yeah, we will do that definitely in the future. So the Lithium protocol itself is composed basically by two main parts, let's say. So one is the on-chain smart contract that of course is needed to perform all the on-chain operations, so channel opening, channel closing, and to the unilateral settlement case, for example. And then the other part is the whole off-chain logic. So all the messaging between the peers in the Lithium network, all the pathfinding, routing, all that stuff, all that operations that are happening off-chain. So this second part, this off-chain part, can be reused. So we don't have to rewrite this whole logic for any new chain, but we can and we should, of course, write new contracts for the other blockchains. So as the contract, the smart contract, the Lithium smart contract that we developed is actually quite simple in itself and doesn't have any particular operation or function inside it. We think that we can basically create, let's say, a copy of the same contract also on other smart contract capable chains that are not EVM compatible. So yeah, we will try first probably with Solana, and let's see how it goes, but we are quite confident that we can get everything to work.
Yeah, which is really nice, because if we cover Bitcoin, Ethereum, Arbitrum, and Solana, then we already cover such a huge market share, and that's what we actually want to achieve. That's why it's nice to have Lithium to get on every chain, possibly off-chain, and then we can do all the magic here, which is possible with off-chain, like these instant settlement, no transaction fees, and yeah, also of course increased privacy. So that's really nice. That's great news. Solana is definitely like the biggest chain, biggest upcoming chain, of course, except Ethereum right now with all the meme coins which are being deployed on Solana. That's nice. Okay, we have a few more DEX related questions which we want to talk about too, because they're also a bit related to Lithium. So the first question: what prompted the decision to focus on a web-based DEX, and how do you envision it's expanding your market reach and lowering entry barriers for users compared to traditional application-based exchanges? So why did we do it? Because the market reach is so much bigger, and we couldn't do it initially because the technology wasn't existing. We didn't have Fede around who was able to tell us, yeah, it's actually possible. And I'm doing basically my master thesis related to this whole topic, which was kind of like the very nice surprise. And also I don't want to spoil too much, but we also plan to have mobile and desktop applications for the DEX. We're building it in a way that it can be more or less easily deployed, also to render into an application, so you can have a mobile app or a desktop app if you don't want to use the web wallet application with the same UI, with the same functions, a bit more increased privacy indeed. And yeah, it's basically, we will reach so many more people. We will be able to offer a really better technology than what's being offered right now by actually all chains. Because if you put out Bitcoin, if you want to trade Bitcoin on a decentralized exchange, you're basically very quickly left with only one or two, which is 4chain. And we're coming into the market. So that's where we take a market share. 4chain is fairly big and does fairly a good job, but doesn't have any really scaling technology for Bitcoin. So yeah, that's why we're doing what we're doing. Yeah, and also that's a bit related to these questions. As you know, dozens of DEXs have emerged and continue to emerge to this day. What I'm curious about is what are the superior aspects of our web DEX compared to other DEXs? What will these features make us more visible against our other projects? And my simple answer is definitely. Because every other on-chain DEX, like 4chain, like Uniswap, whatever, has usually the missing points that they can't scale, they can't have cheap fees, they can't have instant confirmations, and they are also less private. So we are basically solving all these problems with our DEX, with our technology, with Lithium, and in combination with Lightning Network. So you can trade Bitcoin instantly. You can trade ETH to Solana with almost 0 cents if the channel is already set up. And you can have the Bitcoin Lightning swap to ETH, for example, or to USDT confirmed within a few milliseconds. And you don't need to wait 30 minutes, 1 hour until your swap on, for example, 4chain is finally finished. Also, you don't have any middleman which needs to hold back the swap until the other side is finished. So that's definitely the features we think which will make us stand out, because everyone wants to save money on the fees in the end. And if you need to pay 100 USD just for making a swap, you're definitely gonna think twice about it. And it's just a few pennies because you only need to pay the traditional trading fee. Then you definitely want to use our DEX in comparison to 4chain, in comparison to Uniswap on-chain. That's where we come in. And that's just like the trading aspect. We are also right now digging a bit deeper on the team side regarding the payment stuff, because we have also very good reason to be there too, to have Lightning payments, to have EVM payments. So we're digging a bit more here, but that's for the future. The next question. I'm sorry, by the way, if I'm a bit nosy. I just got a cold, which really sucks, but I didn't want to cancel the whole AMA just because my voice is a bit weird. So next question. Will the bridge feature be activated before WebDex? If bridge is activated first, will Titan Guardian start working, or will they be active with the order book? The bridge feature can only start after the DEX simple swaps, because like I explained in the beginning, the bridge transactions which we're doing is not sending assets to a smart contract, unlocking it and locking it on different chains. We're doing actually real exchange, and you just have the asset on a new chain then after the swap. So you need to have the swaps running. And the Titan and Guardians development will start after the order book is working. We want to have simple swap first. And once this is done, implement, which is already happening, by the way, in parallel, also the bridge feature. And once this is like running and we are solid, we will spend some dev time in parallel also in the Titan and Guardians development, because we want to build the decentralized network where all these HDN holders can be an active role and participating in this DEX network. We've also received a lot of HDN token questions, but we wanted to keep it to some reasonable amount of time today. So related to the HDN token questions, we have a very detailed tokenomics paper. We have also tokenomics simulator, and I just can recommend to deep dive into this. We have spent a lot of time there. We have some advisors which have literally done their doctoral thesis in this topic, game simulation and game theory. So we are very solid there, I'd say. But to break it down, HDN is a governance token, which will also serve as collateral for actors within the Hydranet DEX network. And if you're running and offering these services, you will get a part of the DEX fees. That's what we are basically trying to do. So yeah, and we have a really nice tokenomics paper, I'd say. It's grown a lot and tries to cover a lot of aspects in line with the DEX, in line with the network, in line with our vision, and it will all come together. All right. Just need to check the chat if there have been new questions. All right. Okay, a lot of just about questions. Just to answer this, we have collected a few questions, as you can hear, and if you've made it to the list, we will randomly choose 10 winners out of these names, and you will get contacted in the next days. Just to answer this. Okay, but now to the future. We got some questions there too, and I think we are confident enough to answer them. The first question related to this. The test and release of the Hydronet Web3 wallet is fantastic. Thank you. But when can we expect a fully functional wallet with all the bells and whistles? Login UI, Lithium integration be available on Mainnet. Are there any specific concerns or hurdles slowing down the process? That's indeed a good question. We are trying to get a Mainnet wallet first running. Lithium will be available in its current version to the closed beta testers next week, and then 2 weeks after to the public mainnet, public testnet. I'm sorry. And we are also working on an improved UI. I have been working on this already. So that's the current version. You can see the public version, but we have fixed all bugs now, which were reported in the public testing, which dozens of people participated. So we're quite confident here. And so we're expecting in a few months, not too many. Basically, only Lithium is missing, channel rental backup, and the channel rental manager and external signer. So these 4 to 3 items are really relevant to be able on Mainnet. Channel rental manager is finished in 1 to 2 weeks. Lithium should be definitely finished this quarter. Same for external signer, and also the channel backup. Channel backup should also be finished in a few weeks. So shouldn't take too long until we are already in Mainnet. We just need to make sure, of course, there isn't a big security gap. So that's why we will need the external signer to make it difficult for scammers to use our page in any way. Next question. Beyond Web DEX, what plans do you have for long-term project development? Also another good question, and I don't want to promise too much, but our end goal is basically to build the DEX and the technology we're currently building, and then get other projects to implement this technology, because we will be cheaper, we will be quicker, we will be faster. And so long term, we want to build some kind of development kit, which is representing the Hydronet technology. And then other wallets, other bridges, other DEXs can implement it. A certain fee will go to the Hydronet ecosystem, as the whole ecosystem will run this technology in the end. And that's what we want to have in the long term. So after the Web DEX release, we want to get the technology implemented into many services, into many service providers. So everyone can have instant swaps, can have cross-chain swaps, which are scalable. So that's basically the end game. Will take some time, but first things first, and we need to have the Web DEX technology running first. So we're coming down to 50 minutes already, so I'm coming to an end to make it not too long. Next question. You touched on a development process being split between a web wallet and Web DEX. Can you elaborate on a development roadmap for each component? Will they be released simultaneously, or will they be a phased rollout? So it's more a phased rollout. For example, we've just released wallet in its first version on a testnet. Later, we will add Lithium, general rental backups, and general rental manager. This will be more or less the second version on testnet with the external signer, and then we will be in mainnet. Meanwhile, we are also already working on the order book, which is more for the Web DEX. And as the web wallet is part of the Web DEX, we are basically working simultaneously on this, but for now it's not the same development. It's different devs working on it. We have a dev which is working on the order book solely. We have one guy which is working on the general rental manager. We have Fede, which is working on the Lithium protocol. But all these things will come together, and we will do a phased rollout because we want to get to mainnet quite quickly with the wallet. So yeah, we can have more users already familiar with the wallet, and then also be already in the whole environment regarding the DEX. All right, now to the last question I've prepared. Is mobile-friendly wallet being considered? Yes. So right now you can already use the wallet on mobile. So that's already possible. And later we also want to have a dedicated application for this, but that's low priority. It should be achieved quite quickly because we're building it in a way that we can do it later on a application, put it out on a store like Google Play Store if that's possible. I know it's not that easy to get listed there in these days, but we'll try to get there. If not, we can have a downloadable application which can be installed on mobile phone. Let's see. So, but we're definitely working on this, and yeah, that's basically everything. Are there any more questions? Okay, we got spammed by questions. Okay. I will just do a quick through the questions which are not really have been answered yet. I guess we got many questions, but I think I've covered most of them already. Or Pili, do you spot any questions we should definitely answer?
Not yet. I'm reading through them.
So yeah, what can I generally say? We have a very big Turkish community. We have some German guys which are supporting us. If you want to support us, go test the web wallet, participate in the DAO governance. Right now, there's a current vote going on, as far as I know. You can only vote, of course, if you have HDM. And yeah, get familiar with technology, spread the word. That's basically it. And if you're interested, just get familiar with tokenomics, get familiar with the website, what we're doing. Yes. What are possibilities that Hydronet would integrate AI with its project in the near future? Yeah, for channel management, this is quite interesting because we're thinking about automatic channel management where channels get opened or rebalanced at low feed times. For example, if it's 3 a.m. in the night and you're sleeping, but you've set some kind of contract up, which we are researching currently, to open a channel if the fee is, for example, below 20 GWei or below 5 sats per VWide, then to open a channel. That's what we're thinking about. So this could be Yeah. That's it, I guess. I don't want to make it too long. Like I said, if your questions have been included in today's AMA, and we've prepared a lot of questions, we will go through them again, list all names, and then draw 10 random winners who will be notified. Everyone else, just checking any DMs if I got any. What I forgot? No, it looks nice. Okay. Yeah. To everyone else, thank you for joining. Thank you for spending your Friday evening, Friday night, Friday morning. I don't know what time zone you're actually in, but thank you for joining and for your interest. I'm really confident and convinced that we are building something crazy. Fide has been dropping a real bomb here with the lithium technology. It's crazy. I'm very excited for myself to test it out because I wasn't able yet to test it, as it has been implemented on the dev wallet just a few hours before the AMA. But I'm spending a lot of time on using DeFi applications, for example, Aave, for example, Eigenlayer, for example, Uniswap, 4chain, Orbiter Bridge, Hop Bridge. And in almost every case, we can improve the situation by a lot. So I'm really excited that we are building what we are building. It makes so much sense. And I hope you stay part of this journey and you participate in the tests. Like I said, we will have a rollout of the updated wallet in the near future to the public. We will have an updated version to the closed beta testers very soon with the Lithium version 1 implemented. And yeah, channel rental manager is coming this month. Probably the channel backups is coming this month. And yeah, let's see what else. We have some more things going on, which won't be revealed today, but will be announced in the near future. So stay around, stay tuned. Thank you for participating again. Thank you for Fide again for joining this AMA and giving your knowledge, spreading your knowledge to the people. And that's basically it.
Yeah, thanks to you, Joe, for presenting this.
Thank you a lot. I just will get some nice tea afterwards because I've taken ibuprofen before the course, so my headache doesn't get worse. But yes, thanks for everyone, and see you around.
Bye-bye.
Bye.